остатки былой роскоши.
Это утренняя тогда.
Здесь студия утренней программы.
Мы показывали объективную картину, непроверенную.
We showed what was happening in Crimea. Of course, we followed the dramatic events last year. We were live on air every half hour, telling our people what was happening. I think that was one of the big reasons why we were closed down. We showed things objectively, not censored, not invented, live, without comment. They could not forgive that. Last May, I got a warning from the prosecutor about extremist activity. We realized then it was no joke. I worked like I had tiny manicure scissors in my head. We began to act very carefully. We knew any mistake would be fatal. But there is no Russian law banning criticism of the local authorities. So we talked about the problems with the roads, education, health, and they didn't like it. For 6 months, we tried to register according to the new Russian law. The cynical thing is that we were never actually refused, but our documents were returned 5 times, each time with new mistakes. In the end, we were forced to stop broadcasting on April 1st. The decision is absolutely political. Many others got their license within a week, but the government simply could not conceive how an independent Crimean Tatar channel could exist. In June, ATR began working in Kiev. We don't broadcast from our studio here. We work as studio production, that's not banned. A third of our journalists have gone, probably half of our technicians. Many people wanted to leave last year, but these are not just journalists. They are doing something important for their people. The Crimean Tatars lived through the dreadful deportation. They spent half a century in exile. Then, in the 1990s, we returned home. But no one wanted us here. When we built houses, they were destroyed by bulldozers. Our people couldn't get jobs. But step by step, people began to build their new life in Crimea, to restore their culture. This was not just a job. We poured our hearts and souls in here, because we were making history, the first ever Crimean Tatar TV channel. It was very hard when one day it ceased to exist. We didn't believe it. For us, ATR was like a child that should help to its feet and was walking forward. Then they snatched the child off you.
Нам было очень тяжело. Мне 57 лет. Я вернулась на родину, когда мне было больше 30.
I am 57. I came back to this land when I was more than 30. I left a good job and home in Tashkent and lived in a barn here. I did it because I wanted to live in the homeland of my ancestors. And I won't leave easily. Even if a tank drives over me, I will be buried in this soil. And many people think the same way.
По мне ездить танком, меня похоронят в этой земле.